Yo, what's up everybody? My name is Michael and today we're going to go through the entire storyline of Season 4 and what we can expect going into Season 5 in Fortnite. So the first things I want to show you guys that kind of help explain the storyline in Season 4 are going to be the loading screens. We've gotten them periodically throughout Season 4 and it's really helped explain and show what the storyline is and what we can kind of expect. But if you look through them, there's 1 through 7 right now. We have 7 of them right now. I probably expect maybe 1 or 2 more before the end of Season 4. But there are a lot of plot twists. There's a lot of little hidden things here and there that you gotta kind of figure out. You have to pay attention to actually figure out exactly what's going on. But if you look at Scene 1, it shows a little romance scene with everybody looking back at a big explosion, which obviously everybody, you can see they're filming in Moisty Mire. The explosion is happening at the prison. Okay, so with that explosion happening at the prison, you can kind of see exactly what's going on there. So if you move on to if you go on to Scene 2, you can see that the Omega was at the prison when the meteor hit. Okay, so it was at the prison when the meteor hit. So the Omega basically was in prison. He was free, so now he's free. It says, "At last, I am free. I will reclaim my power. I will gather my allies. I will have my vengeance." Okay, so he's out. Bad guy's out. Romance is over. Moving on. So in Scene 3, it's showing, and it says, "A looming threat." And it says, "Once again, our heroes must unite and heed the call to action." And as you can see, they're all looking at the little map there at the little hero layer or whatever. Again, this is still the movie. This is still the movie, guys. But as you can see, the actual Omega, it's a little pinpointed on the map to the prison. So they figured out, okay, oh crap, you know, the villain's out, so we got to do what we got to do. Okay, so moving on from there, you go to Scene 4. And in Scene 4, it's called Retribution, and it says, "I will overpower, I will prevail, I will reign." And as you can see in Scene 4, you have the Omega at his little villain Omega lair with an army of robots. Okay, so he's built an army of robots. So let's stop there with the loading screens for now. And let's take a look here at the rest of the map. As you can see, meteors fell all over the map at the beginning of Season 4, into Season 3, whatever. And the meteorites are actually made of metal. And it looks like the same type of metal that these robots are made out of. And as you can see throughout the map, there's been shipments. Everybody's been taking the meteorites and it's been funneling towards the Omega layer. It's been funneling towards the enemy layer. Okay, so what we can kind of figure out from there is he's taking all these meteorites, he's taking this super awesome metal, whatever it may be, and he's forming robots. He's forming a robot, empire or whatever. So, okay, makes sense, right? Okay, all right, so let's move on from there. So we go to Scene 5. And it's called the Showdown, and it says, "In the ultimate battle of good versus evil, who will prevail?" And as you can see, you got the helicopter up in the sky. It looks like they're in tilted towers, to be honest with you. I'm not sure exactly where that's at, but as you can see some of the skins in the background, see some of the robots fighting. You can see everybody's just duking it out, Omega versus the Carbide. So they're all fighting it out there. Again, this is still the movie. Okay, so, but this is the last scene of the movie. Okay, so if you go on to Scene 6, or the loading screen 6, you can see that's a wrap. It shows everybody just kind of chilling out. You can see the villain's lair in the background. So everybody, it's a part of the movie, but you can see in the background, and it says the director's notes, "What a crazy shoot. Those meteors that crashed down sure gave us a lot of extra free production value. Glad we survived it." So the meteors were not a part of the movie, but they just kind of added it into the movie, like you said, free production value or whatever. Okay, so, but the way that girl is looking at the Omega makes me kind of think, is there something more? Is there something more with the Omega? Is he the real villain, or is it really just an act? Is it just part of the movie? Well, let's move on to the next one here. The last one that we have is the Visitor. This was the blockbuster skin that everybody unlocked last week that we had to get. by completing all of the challenges week 1 through 7. Okay, so, and as you can see here, it says from beyond the unknown to the center of Dusty Divot. Okay, as you can see in the Dusty Divot, this is where the visitors come from. The little egg inside of Dusty Divot. This is where the big meteor crashed at the end of season 3. The visitor comes out. So nobody knew exactly what was inside of it, but when now we do, and it was the visitor who is now a part of the actual game. So, and as you can see, there's a couple of more scenes that were shown here and there, and as you can see in one of them is the visitor trying to launch the rocket or the missile, whatever it may be. And as you can see throughout the map, there's a bunch of televisions everywhere showing the symbol of the villain layer. Now, it's not really the actual, the villain symbol, but it's actually showing what the villain layer is. Okay, so, and if you pay attention to anything that anybody's been posting here lately, everybody's been talking about a countdown on the Nintendo Switch version of Fortnite. There was a countdown. It was a 3-day and some change countdown for the launch of the missile, but it never launched. Nothing happened. Still to this day, nothing has happened with the missile. So we're still trying to figure out exactly what's going to happen, where it's going to land. Is it even going to land on the map, or is it going to go somewhere else? Is the visitor a bad guy, or is he a good guy? That's stuff we don't know just yet. Okay, so, but what we do know is actually we had some data miners actually they found some footage about what's supposed to happen here in the near future. People were kind of digging around and they found out, okay, for one, the missile will launch. 2, it's supposed to hit either Salty or Moisty Mire, but we're not 100% sure on that just yet. Because there was some leaked stuff about a week or 2 ago where this guy was saying that his buddy worked for Epic, and it was supposed to hit Moisty Mire, supposed to destroy about 80% of Moisty Mire, and there was supposed to be a small explosion at Tilted Towers or whatever, but nothing's happened. Nothing of the stuff that he said is true. So you gotta take all this with a grain of salt, because I'm not sure if any of this stuff is gonna happen, but it may. Here's the cool thing, guys. Here's the really cool thing about Season 4 leading into Season 5. The possibilities are really endless, okay? Because we know the missile's gonna launch. We know that. We don't know exactly what's gonna happen because they have delayed it. So maybe they've changed their mind on what's supposed to happen with it, but we don't know exactly just yet. But a little bit of insight on Season 5, it could be a couple of things. One, the map is gonna change drastically again, with either Moisty Mire blowing up, Salty Springs can blow up, or, here's the cool thing, will there be a whole new map with the visitor taking the rocket to his home planet, and that being the new map for Season 5? And if this happens, will Season 4's map, or will the original map, will that still be playable? Or will we only get to play the new one? But guys, if you enjoyed the video, if you have any more insight on what is supposed to happen at the end of Season 4, into Season 5, anything that I missed, make sure you drop it down in the comments below. But guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel if you're new. But guys, thanks so much for watching. Until next time, peace out.